What's up, you guys? This is J2. In this video today, if you saw the title, then you know we're going to be discussing Kevin Durant. Like I said in my previous video, I know that I'm late in some of these topics that I am discussing, but you know, life and things going on. But now is for me the time to really discuss it, and well, don't forget to leave a like and just, you know, subscribe to the channel. It does kind of help out a lot for us. But yeah, man, Kevin Durant. He's definitely, in my eyes, you know, he's talent-wise, he's one of the greatest talents to ever step foot on a basketball court. As a matter of fact, I think really in actuality, he probably is the greatest talent of all time. And what I mean by talent, I mean just looking at his size and his skills, and you combine that with the shooting and his athleticism that he has, his wingspan, everything that Kevin Durant has, it's pure skills. I mean, this guy's what, seven foot tall with the skills of a point guard. I mean, that's something that you really don't see every single day, but now it's becoming pretty common now because of guys like Kevin Durant. And well, for Kevin Durant, you know, we all know about Kevin Durant, his legacy, and how his legacy isn't truly set in stone due to the fact that, of course, he won those 2 championships with Golden State. Now, look, going back at it, for him going to Golden State in general, you know, yes, it's still going to go down in NBA history as not really the best move for a star-level player. And look, I get it. It takes a lot of courage, though, for a guy like Kevin Durant to even consider going to Golden State. You know, he definitely put aside, I guess, his pride or his ego or whatever you want to call it, and go to this team with the knowing of the fact that he's going to be hated by the media and that there's going to be many things that will be put against him. And that's really a reality that many of us have to look at Kevin Durant in a more respectful way, that he made a decision knowing the consequences of what could come with it, what the media could say, obviously, but who cares what the media says, and obviously other players around the league, and how this shifts the NBA's power. Him going to Golden State, of course, made them one of the greatest teams of all time. They won back-to-back NBA championships with him on the team. And, you know, the most important aspect of that was, though, that he was the best player on those teams, and he won Finals MVP as well. And looking at Kevin Durant and looking at his star power, his star level, we all know that if he stayed in Oklahoma City Thunder, he probably wasn't going to win an NBA championship. So it was only right for him to leave Oklahoma City and go somewhere where he can actually have an opportunity to win. Going to Golden State, was that personally the best option? Well, maybe not to many of us, but for him it was. And looking back at it now, does those championships still really mean anything for him? The reality is no. I mean, yes, he's on this Brooklyn Nets team, and he know that he had to redefine his own legacy. And, you know, well, once again, failure has happened with the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, yes, we can take into the account that there's been health, but obviously Kyrie Irving not being the most consistent teammate for Kevin Durant as well has really put a huge detriment on this Brooklyn Nets team, what they possibly could be. But let's not forget last season that they were pretty much one shot away from going to the NBA Finals, basically 1 inch away from going to the NBA Finals last year against the Milwaukee Bucks. But looking at it into this year and this upcoming season especially, as you know, Kevin Durant has now requested a trade, and he wants to still play for the best teams of the best. And the reality is, I feel like many people have many mixed opinions on it. Obviously, a lot of people think it's another weak move by Kevin Durant. But in reality, I don't really see it as truly a weak move because, well, Kevin Durant, I mean, I don't want him to go back to Golden State, obviously. I don't think anybody would want Kevin Durant to go back to Golden State. But, I mean, this man, he's still in his prime. He's still, when he's healthy, the best player, one of the best players in the NBA. He averaged dang near 30 points a game last year. You know, he does have a lot of power, but at the same time, he doesn't have a lot of power because the Nets, they, at the end of the day, are the ones who decide what happens, you know, and if they really respect Kevin Durant, yeah, they'll find him a good trade package. But at the same time, they could be like, hey, bro, you got to stay here and you got to play or what else. And many guys, you know, they would sit out, and which it doesn't help in the end. And for a guy like Kevin Durant, I don't think he would ever sit out and just miss games just for the sake of missing games because he doesn't want to play there anymore. But I think for Kevin Durant, though, you know, he's just a hooper at the end of the day. He wants to play basketball, and he wants to play at the highest level with the best of the best. And I feel like, you hear teams out there about the Miami Heat, and I forget who's the Lakers are even at one point in it, which is crazy. And I think the Mavericks and a few other handful of teams, but the Miami Heat are definitely one of the most considerable favorites to land Kevin Durant. I think even Phoenix was in that conversation for a while too. So yeah, there's many pursuers out there for Kevin Durant, but looking at that Rudy Gobert trade, it truly did mess up everything, because what they got for him was just absolutely insane to begin with. I mean, it was like 5 first-round picks as well included. So you already know that teams are going to be asking a lot. The Brooklyn Nets specifically are going to be asking a lot for Kevin Durant in general. And looking at just everything, how the media is portraying this and about Kevin Durant and this and that, really in actuality, the man isn't doing anything different than really from what LeBron did years and years ago. LeBron, he's always built his teams. Obviously, he built the Lakers up, but he went to a great team in Cleveland when he went back there with Kyrie Irving, and then they acquired Kevin Love in a trade. Then, obviously he went to Miami Heat, and he had another situation. When you look at it in actuality, this is just how the NBA is now. You have to have a certain amount of level of good players on your team to even compete for an NBA championship in general. So it's like what Kevin Durant is doing right now, it's not even bad at all for him wanting to go to a team that has something already established and built for him to compete with. That's actually normal. I mean, freaking Anthony Davis, for crying out loud, wanted to get traded to the Lakers to play with who? LeBron James to begin with. And did they get that championship that they wanted? Absolutely. They won that NBA championship. And now looking at what Kevin Durant is doing, wanted to get traded into a team with a better situation and playing with certain a level of talent on his team. Who wouldn't want that now? I mean, that's, like I just literally said, that's what's needed now to win an NBA championship. You need to either have like a dynamic duo of players with amazing depth on your team, or obviously a big three with crazy amounts of talent to even compete for an NBA championship. And well, if I'm Kevin Durant, I'm looking at teams like the Miami Heat, the Phoenix Suns. Obviously, these trades can possibly never happen, but teams like that, if you put Kevin Durant on their rosters, they make them so much better. Now look, if he traded to the Phoenix Suns, then Devin Booker would have to go, and that's never going to happen. But the Miami Heat are a team that definitely could actually try to pull something off with him and Jimmy Butler possibly on the team. I'm pretty sure either Bam Adebayo or Tyler Hero, both of them may have to go, even if they want Kevin Durant on that team. So yes, the reality is though for Kevin Durant, at the same time, is that he's still stuck on this Brooklyn Nets team. I mean, there's really nothing that he can truly do about it at the end of the day, because, well, the Nets have all the power in this situation. And I mean, they didn't really say though either that Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving technically didn't want to still play with each other. So I mean, you never know. Maybe they pair up somewhere else in the future. I mean, I'm just saying, you never know. But they have all the power and leverage, and Kevin Durant, him with this contract, he could be stuck in Brooklyn for a long time. And there's nothing that he can really do about it. So really, it's either he plays or he sits out. And I think Kevin Durant's not that type of guy that's going to just sit out each and every single game. He looks like the type of player that would want to actually still play the game of basketball. And really, for the Brooklyn Nets, like, think about it. They literally have still two of some of the best basketball players in the league on their team. And, this is their window right now to really win it. They may not get this opportunity again in a very long time. So look at it in their position as well and how it puts them in this case. Like, this team, this organization wants to win and possibly win now, but their two best players aren't really, buying in anymore to what they're trying to do. So it's going to make things really tough, and the Brooklyn Nets are going to definitely have to make a huge decision on what they plan on doing. But this is all I really wanted to discuss in this video today. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos each and every single week. Have a good day. Peace.